Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our chapter 11 of geography, and that is India energy resources, conventional. So when we talk about conventional, we are talking about all those resources which are non-renewable, which cannot, because conventional resources such as coal, petroleum, natural gas, these take millions of years to be formed, and eventually once used up they cannot come back. Eventually that is why they are termed as conventional. Okay. Now energy forms the basic form for life and activities on the earth. The wheel of progress moves with flow of energy. The conventional sources of energy are coal, petroleum, natural gas and electricity. Okay, so our first chapter deals with these sources. Now we will start with coal, right? So our first conventional source of energy is coal. Coal is actually a mineral fuel. It's the main source of energy in India. In the 18th century, coal was used to produce steam, thus became the basis of the Industrial Revolution in Europe. Coal is an organic substance which is found in the sedimentary rocks. In the past, large areas under thick forests were buried under the sediments. The heat and pressure from the overlying sediments and the earth movements led to the formation of coal. That is how coal was formed. Our coal mines which are located in India are estimated to be somewhat like 250 million old. And the new and less quality of coal is around some 55 million years old. So you can imagine with that how old these mines are and how much time they take. Okay, so that is why these come under the non-renewable sources of energy. Now, when we talk about coal, we talk about the types of coal. And in the types of coal, the main thing is the carbon contents. Okay, if the carbon content is high, obviously the coal is of good quality. If the moisture is less, then it is good quality. And if it gives less smoke and more heat, obviously it is in good quality. And if these factors vibrate, they are defined into different groups. Okay. So the first type of coal is peat. Okay. So peat represents the first stage of the coal formation, and the carbon contents in peat is less than 40%. It has high percentage of moisture and burns like wood. It gives more smoke and less heat. It leaves a large amount of ash after burning. Second quantity is lignite. Lignite is soft but more compact than peat. The carbon contents vary from 40 to 60%. Lignite has large percentage of moisture. Its value has increased due to its use in the thermal power plant. Thermal power plants means like we have Bajaj power plant in Lalitpur. These are called the thermal power plants where electricity is generated by burning coal. Okay, like Pariksha and Jhansi, etc. Now, third is the bituminous coal. It is hard and compact variety of coal, and the carbon contents varies from about 60 to 80%. The moisture of volatile contents are also less. It is widely used in the making of coke. Coke, which is used in the iron and steel industry. Coke means it gives high heat. Okay. Now, lastly is anthracite. It is the hardest and the best quality of coal with more than 80% of carbon. It has the highest heating capacity. It burns for a long time and leaves little or no ash at all. Okay, so these are the types of coal. Anthracite is found in less quantity, right? So these are the different varieties of coal which are found in our country. Okay. So now we talk about where coal is found, means we are talking about the coal fields. So the coal fields in India are classified into the following two groups: the Gondwana coal fields and the tertiary coal fields. The Gondwana coal fields are about 250 million years old. The coal is free from moisture. Most of the metallurgical coal is found in these coal fields. The Gondwana coal fields have 95% of the total reserves and 98% of the total coal production in India. Whereas The terrestrial coal fields are about 50 million years old. The coal has low carbon content and high percentage of sulfur and moisture in it. Okay. So eventually you can see that the Gondwana coal fields are much more beneficial for us than that of the terrestrial coal fields. Okay. Next, children, we are going to talk about the coal reserves of India. Okay, we should know how much coal is lying under the earth as our reserves and what is the percentage being used by us and which are the states which are having these, right? So, the total coal reserves in India have been estimated, remember this is estimate, at about 2,95,000 billion tons, and the distribution is highly uneven. Four states, mainly four states, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal have more than 80% of the total reserves in India. The estimated reserves of lignite coal is about 40 billion tons. More than 90% reserves are in Tamil Nadu. That is the area called Naveli. Okay. And other states having lignite reserves are Rajasthan, Gujarat, Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir. So these are the areas where the coal reserves of India are found, right? So children, next we're going to talk about the coal production in India. In last slide we had discussed about how many reserves are where, okay? Now we talk about the coal reserves. So, the first coal mine in India was opened in 1774, that is during the British rule, and it was opened at Raniganj in West Bengal, right? Now, but the actual coal mining began in 1840, okay? So, 1774 coal mining was found, a little bit extraction was there, but that doesn't matter. 1814 the actual coal extraction started, and the total production of coal has increased from about 120 million tons. We're talking about 1980-81. It was 120 million tons. And in 2013-14 records are, it increased to 600 million tons. A tremendous increase after independence. Okay. The total mines were nationalized by the government of India in 1973-74. Now, the encouraged the coal mining activity, especially the lignite mining. India is now the third largest producer of coal in the world after China and USA. China is the first largest producer, USA is the second largest producer, and India is the third largest producer. So keep these points in mind, right? So next we're going to talk about the distribution of coal, right? And this is state-wise. About 90% of the total coal in India is found in the northeastern part of the Deccan Peninsula. This region includes Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, West Bengal, etc. Okay, now we start talking about state-wise. Like firstly, Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is the largest producer of coal in India but holds third position with respect to reserves. I mean, reserves are third but the production is the highest. The main coal fields are in Korba, Sarguja, Bilaspur, Korea, etc. Most of the production is used in generating thermal electricity at Korba. Okay. Second is Jharkhand. It is the second largest producer of coal but has the largest reserves of coal in India. The main coal fields are in Jharia, Bokaro, Giridih, Karanpura, Ramgarh, Taltonganj, etc. The coal fields in Jharia are one of the oldest and the richest in India. It has the best metallurgical coal in the country. Third state is Odisha. Odisha ranks second in respect to reserves and third in respect for coal production in India. Most of the coal fields are in Dhenkanal, Sambalpur and Sundargarh districts. The Talcher coal fields in Dhegnan and Sambalpur districts rank second in the reserves after Raniganj. Most of the coal is used in the thermal power and fertilizer plants at Talcher. Next is Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is the fourth largest producer of coal in India. The main coal fields are in Singrauli, Shahdol, Pench, Suhagpur, Umaria and Mohapani. Next is Andhra Pradesh and Telangana both together. Although these states have been separated now, but we talk about them together. Have about 7% of the total reserves, which are mostly in the Godavari Valley. The main coal fields are in Adilabad, Karimnagar, Warangal, Khammam, East and West Godavari. The main centers are Tandur, Singareni and the Kotha Gudam. The coal is of non-coking varieties. Okay, next is West Bengal. So when we talk about West Bengal, it has 11% of India's coal reserves and Raniganj is the largest coal field in West Bengal. Actually, coal mining started in India in Raniganj mines. Now most of the coal is non-coking steam coal used in the thermal power plant. And lastly, we talk about the state of Maharashtra. Production is about 7% coal in India, which comes mostly from the Kamti, that is in Nagpur, Wardha Valley, Umred, Bendar and Chandrapur. A small part of Singrauli coal field in Madhya Pradesh extends into the Mirzapur district of Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Apart from these, we have two other territories, coal fields. Like the territory coal fields, mainly occurs in association with limestone. These coal fields are mostly found in Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. Assam coal has high coking quality with low ash content. The high sulfur content makes it suitable for the metallurgical uses. And the lignite coal fields are located mostly in Tamil Nadu and Gujarat. Other lignite producing states are Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir and West Bengal. The famous Naveli lignite mines are in Tamil Nadu. Most of the lignite coal is used for the generation of thermal electricity. Some production is also used in the chemical and fertilizer industries. Okay? Now we'll discuss about the problems of the coal mining in India. There are various problems. In this slide I have given you a few points which you should remember. But while explaining, I will explain to you all the points. Okay? Now, most of the coal deposits occur in the northeastern part of the Indian peninsula. Other parts of the country either have no coal deposits or limited reserves of poor quality coal. Coal distribution is highly uneven throughout India. Coal has to bear very high cost of transportation because coal is required in the entire country but found in some parts. Probably has to be taken from one place to another either by truck or by train. So transportation cost increases the cost of the coal. Coal has to bear very high cost of transportation from the mines to the consuming centers. Much of the Indian coal is of non-coking grade. Thus, is unsuitable for metallurgical industry. The Gondwana coal has a high ash content, while the territorial coal has high sulfur content. More than 90% of the coal is transported by railways. The problem of transportation arises due to lack of railway facilities, slow movement of trains, etc. The coal mines techniques are old and outdated. Most of the work in mining coal is done through manual labor. This leads to high production cost in India. The coal dust in the mines create environmental pollution, adversely affecting the miners and their families. The burning of coal in factories and thermal power plants release many toxic gases in the atmosphere. The safety measures are expensive. There are heavy losses due to pilferage. Pilferage means the falling of coal. Means while running by trains, it will get dropped on the way, etc. Okay, and fire in the coal mines. This leads to the hike in the coal price. Then power shortage is another problem, especially in the Damodar Valley region, hampers the mining of coal. So these are some of the problems which are being faced by the coal mines in India. And so lastly, in the coal, we talk about the conservation of coal in India. It's very important, children. If we utilize our coal so abruptly, one fine day, what will happen? Coal will be just left in the museums to show our future generation that this used to be the first source of energy. Even so, we have to conserve this coal. And how we will conserve, we will discuss in the topics. Coal is a non-renewable energy source. It needs proper and judicious exploitation. India has been wasting large quantities of good quality coal by burning them for transport and industrial uses. We must conserve the coal reserves. The following measures can be taken. Firstly, use of coking coal should be restricted to the metallurgical industries only. Selective mining for good quality coal should be effectively stopped. Low-grade coal should be washed and its impurities removed by using latest technology. Production from outlying areas should be set up to meet the local needs. Small and uneconomic coal mines should be amalgamated to make them economically viable. New coal mine areas should be explored. The use of non-conventional source of energy should be made more popular, like solar energy, wind energy, etc. Okay. Environmental safety laws should be enforced strictly to prevent pollution in coal mining areas. Thermal power plants should be located near the pit heads. These are some of the precautions which we can take in order to conserve the coal. So the second important conventional source of energy that we talk about today is petroleum. Okay. It is very widely used because you students are mostly using this very abruptly, so you will understand about this. Very important for you people to understand. Okay. So when you talk about petroleum, the word petroleum has been derived from the Latin word petro. Petro means rock and oleum meaning oil. That means rock oil. Thus, petroleum is the oil obtained from rocks and is also called the mineral oil. Mineral oil is found in the underground reserves associated with sedimentary rocks. In some underground reservoirs, petroleum is found in association with natural gas. That means natural gas, we're talking about the LPG that is burning in your kitchens. Petroleum is an inflammable liquid which contains about 90 to 95% petrol and rest is organic compounds. Petroleum is a compact and convenient fuel which has revolutionized land, air and water transportation. It can be easily transported through pipelines. Petroleum emits very little smoke and leaves no ash at all. It can be used up to its last drop. Okay, so these are the benefits of petrol. Okay, so we talk about the origin and the occurrence of petroleum. Children, just like how coal got buried millions of years ago, similarly large quantities of animals, fishes, whales, etc. these also got buried and melted to form the petroleum or the crude oil. So the crude petroleum deposits are found only in the sedimentary rock basins of marine origin. Marine origin means where seas and oceans were. But all sedimentary rocks do not contain mineral oil. Petroleum has an organic origin and is found by the gradual decay and compression of various marine deposits. The remains buried for millions of years and the decomposition of the organic matter has led to the formation of mineral oil. Normally, the mineral oil does not occur at the place of its origin. Being lighter than water, the mineral oil tends to collect above the water surface. Gas is still lighter and thus occurs above the oil. So, firstly we have a layer of water, on top of that is a layer of oil, and on top of that we have the layer of gas. So, whenever petroleum is extracted out, first gas comes out and thereafter petroleum can be extracted, right? Okay, children, we can say that about 40% of India is under sedimentary rocks.